how sweet it is to be together on this day. How good it is, how good it is, how sweet it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. Hinei ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hinei ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hinei ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hinei ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad.
Truly, truly, Hine Matov, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad, how good it is for us to be together on this sacred day. This is a joy. It is wonderful to see you here. It is wonderful that the people are joining us online. We are thrilled to be together in community. And we are thrilled to be together celebrating Isabella and all of her hard work as she is going to lead us in prayer and teach us Torah. It's going to be incredible. And so a couple of things that I'd like you to know. First of all, for those of you watching online, we'd love you to let us know who's with us. If you can write in the chat box and say Shabbat Shalom. If you're watching on our website, you can click the little gear next to the submit button and change your username so we know who's with us. But we hope you'll be chiming in during the service. The rest of you have a different way of chiming in during the service, which is that this might look like a show. There's like a thing that resembles a stage, but it is not a show. It is prayer. And in prayer, we create it together, which means that you have a job to do. There are going to be lots of opportunities for you to sing along, for you to clap along, for you to join with us. And that is our best way to support Isabella in the work that she is going to do. And so the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to get out your prayer book, which should be in the seat back in front of you. This is a Hebrew book, so it's going to open right to left. And we are going to turn to page 174 for a blessing called Elohai Neshama, which thanks God for the gift of our neshama, our soul. And there is a relationship in Hebrew between the word neshama, soul, and the word neshima, which means breath. In Judaism, we can be aware of our soul every time we take a breath. And so what I want to encourage you to do, even before we start to sing, which is a beautiful use of our breath and our soul, is to take a deep breath, to try and present yourself as we embark on this journey of prayer and learning and celebration. We join together with Elohai Neshama, page 174.
Elohai, Elohai, Neshama, Shenatata bi Tehorahi. Elohai, Elohai, Neshama.
Our service continues on page 195. Isabella, who is becoming bat mitzvah this Shabbat, will lead us in prayer, receive the Torah as it's passed through the generations, and read the Parsha in the presence of the congregation. I call forward Isabella at this time and invite you please to rise in body or in spirit for Baruch Hu.
Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, yotzer or uvarei hoshe, oseh shalom uvarei et hakol. This prayer is about the wonder of creation. I want to share a creative reflection that is not on the page in front of you. Praised are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, creator of light and darkness, who makes peace and fashions all things. In mercy, you illumine the world and those who live upon it. In your goodness, you daily renew creation. How numerous are your works, Adonai. In wisdom, you form them all, filling the earth with your creatures. Be praised, Adonai, our God, for the excellent work of your hands, and for the lights you created, may they glorify you. Shine a new light upon Zion, that we all may swiftly merit its radiance. Praised are you, Adonai, creator of all heavenly lights. Baruch atah Adonai yotzer ha'me'orot. We continue responsively on page 199. Page 199. O God, inspiration and guide for all, you have spoken in 1,000 tongues for us to hear. In every land, in every age, your children have heard you and imagined you in separate ways. And yet, O God, you are one, unifier of humanity.
We give thanks for the sages and teachers who bring us understanding of your will. Gratefully we recall the lawgivers and prophets, the psalmists and sages of Israel, and joyfully we remember that from the dawn of Israel's life we would turn to you and find purpose.
May the teachings of our ancestors live on in our minds, and their passion for righteousness stir our hearts. Help us to live so that our daily conduct reveals the beauty and wisdom of your truth. Baruch atah Adonai, haboher be'amo Yisrael ba'ahava.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
Please be seated. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha uvechol nafshecha uvechol meodecha vechayu hadvarim ha'eleh asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha veshinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha beitecha uvletecha baderech uv'shochbecha uvkumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיהם. אני אדוני אלוהיהם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות להם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיהם. We read together on the bottom of page 203. Sing the song of men and women joined in understanding and respect, the song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come, the song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more, the song of a world redeemed, the song of peace.
Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 yai lai 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 lai. Mi chamocha. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai. Mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh. Nora Tosefele, Nora Tehilo Tosefele. Shira Chadasha, Shivchu Geulim, Leshimcha Asfat Hayam, Yachad Kulam Ahodu, Vehimlichu Ve'amru, Adonai.
The service continues on pages 205 and 206. Please rise. Adonai sefatai titachu fi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei hakol, v'zocher hastei avot v'imaot, u'mevi gula l'nei b'neihem, leman shemo be'ahava. Melech ozer u'moshia u'magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham v'ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechaye hakol atarav le'oshia, Mashiv haruach u'morid hagashem, Mechakel chayim behesed, Mechaye hakol berahamim rabim, Somech noflim berofei holim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato, Lishenei afar. Tzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman ata lehayot hakol, Baruch ata Adonai, Mechayei hakol.
Our service continues with our Kedusha prayer, which is found beginning on page 208. And the Kedusha is from the Hebrew word kadosh, which means holy. It celebrates God's holiness. And we have an opportunity to enact with our bodies the feeling of trying to strive towards God's holiness. And so when we come to the indented paragraph on page 208, where it says kadosh, 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 Adonai Tzavaot, holy, holy, holy is the God of hosts. Each time we say that word kadosh, we're going to go up on our toes to try and mimic the angels as they celebrate God's holiness. And again, when we get to every indented paragraph on page 209, we're going to do the same thing. So this is our opportunity to feel holiness in our bodies.
נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נביאך, וקרא זה אל זה ואמר, קדוש, 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוך כל הארץ, כבודו, אדיר, אדירנו, אדוני, אדוננו, מדיר שמך בכל הארץ, ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו, הוא מלכנו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישמיענו, ברחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהי איש ציון, לדור ודור, הללויה. לדור ודור נגיד גודלך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש, ושבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש, לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
You may be seated. We continue on page 210 with the words of Vishamru, our celebration of the joy of Shabbat.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
The meaning of Shabbat is to celebrate time rather than space. 6 days a week we live under the tyranny of things of space. On Shabbat we try to become attuned to holiness in time. It is a day on which we are called upon to share what is eternal in time, to turn from the results of creation to the mystery of creation, from the world of creation to the creation of the world. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat.
We turn now to page 216. We pray for peace with the two words, Sim Shalom, and I hope that you will join me in this song. Sim Shalom, Tova Uvracha, Chen v'chesed v'rachamim v'rachamim aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol Yisrael amecha, barcheinu avinu kulanu kechad, be'or panecha, ki be'or panecha natata lanu, Adonai Eloheinu. Sim shalom, tova uvracha, chen v'chesed v'rachamim v'rachamim aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol Yisrael amecha, Torat chaim ve'ahavat chesed, ve'ahavat chesed, u'tzedaka uvracha ve'rachamayim, ve'chaim ve'shalom. Sim shalom, tova uvracha, chen v'chesed v'rachamim v'rachamim aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol Yisrael amecha, ve'tov beinecha levarech et amcha Yisrael, b'chol עת ובכל שעה, בשלומך. One more time. Sim shalom, tova uvracha, chen v'chesed v'rachamim v'rachamim aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol Yisrael amecha.
We take a few moments now for the prayers of our hearts and silent gratitude, and when we come back together in prayer, we'll be in the middle of page 219.
Adonai tzuri vegoali, Adonai tzuri meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, Adonai, my rock and my redeemer. Yehiyu l'ratzon imri fi v'hegion libi lefanecha. Adonai tzuri ve'goali. Adonai tzuri ve'goali.
We come now to Seder Kriyat HaTorah, our service for the reading of Torah, which begins on page 244. We are going to invite Isabella back up, and we are going to invite her family who are participating in the Torah passing, her mother Laura Clark, her father Perrin Clark, Ruth Bernazian, and George Bernazian, her grandparents. And we want to make special note of the fact that, George, you have a birthday coming up this week, an 80th birthday coming up this week, and so it is an extra joy to have you be a part of this Torah passing. So if you will join us up here on the bima.
Ein kamocha v'Elohim Adonai v'ein kemaasecha malachutecha malachut kol olamim u'memshaltecha bechol dor v'dor. Adonai melech, Adonai malach, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed. Adonai oz le'amo yitain, Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom. Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom.
Assemble the people, men, women, and children, and the strangers in your cities to hear, to learn, to revere Adonai your God, to observe faithfully the words of this Torah. And let their children who do not yet know it hear, that they too may learn to revere Adonai your God.
So we are going to prepare for bringing the Torah into community and passing it through the generations. And so we're going to invite up Alexa Clark to open the ark for us and invite all of you, please, to rise in body or in spirit.
Ki mitzion teitzei Torah, ki mitzion teitzei Torah, udvar Adonai mirushalayim.
This is heavy. And not just heavy physically, as you will experience in just a moment, but also a heavy responsibility. that we are giving to you on this day. This is our most ancient story. But it is not only an ancient story, it is an ongoing story. And today you acknowledge publicly that you are a part of this story, that you are a carrier of this story, that you are a keeper of this story and a protector of this story, and that you will be a teacher of this story to the people around you, to the people you love, and hopefully, just as this has been taught to you by previous generations, you will teach it to future generations. It's a heavy responsibility. It's a joyful responsibility. It's a blessing and a gift, and it is our honor to place this gift in your hands and hopefully in your heart.
In this scroll is the secret of our people's life from Sinai until now. Its teaching is love and justice, goodness and hope. Freedom is its gift to all who treasure it.
Baruch Shenatan Torah, Torah. Baruch Shenatan Torah, Torah. Le'amo Yisrael b'kedushato. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo, Gadlul Adonai iti, uneromema Shemo yachtav. Lecha Adonai hagedula v'hagevura v'hatiferet v'hanetzach v'hahod. Ki chol b'shamayim u'ba'aretz, ki chol b'shamayim
Seated.
Isabella, your father and I have the privilege to stand next to you on this special day to offer you our blessings. You and Alexa are our greatest blessings. You have brought us great joy from the moment you entered our lives. This is a big statement, but as we stand here before God, we can honestly say that you are and have been the perfect kid. We cannot be more proud of you. You are a beautiful person, as beautiful on the inside as you are on the outside. Your father and I describe you as a good soul. Your instincts are always to be kind, helpful, and to make others happy. As we think about your future, we know it will be filled with great accomplishments. We ask God to grant you a life of good health and happiness. Our wish for you is that you continue to love learning and continue to fill your life with activities you enjoy. We hope you will always be open to new experiences and willing to take risks. You come from a goal-oriented, list-making family. While this has served you well, we want you to know that there's not one path to happiness, one right way, or one right choice. We ask that God grant you the wisdom and confidence to make good decisions and the strength to pivot, or as I like to say, abandon ship when something doesn't work for you. We see how you advocate for yourself, and we hope you will continue to do so. You know what is best for you. Always trust yourself. We will always support you, be there to guide you, and advise you. We hope you always feel our love. May you be granted all this and more. Amen.
Amen. Our Torah reading this morning comes from the very end of the book of Exodus. If you'd like to follow along as Isabella reads from the Torah, you'll do so in the red books that are in front of you. And her Torah reading begins on page 686. Page 686, she'll be reading Exodus chapter 40, starting at verse 28. Page 686. Our first aliyah this morning is Isabella's uncle, Steve Bernasian. So we invite you up now. Stephen. Thank you.
Yamdu aliyah litorah.
Baruch hu et Adonai hamvarah.
Baruch Adonai hamvarach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai hamvarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol hamim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Vayasem et masah hapetach lamishkan ve'et mizbah ha'olah sam petach mishkan oel moed vaya'al alav et ha'olah ve'et hamimha ka'asher tziva Adonai et Moshe Vayasem et hakior bein ohel moed uvein hamizbeach vayitein shama mayim l'rotza.
And the blessing after.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chaye olam natah betochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Thank you. You can have a seat. For the honor of the second aliyah, we call Isabella's parents, Perrin and Laura.
Yamdu Aliyah LeTorah.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hambarach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Leolam Vaed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bar banu mikol ha'amim. V'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. V'rahatzu mimenu Moshe ve'Aharon uvanav et yedehem ve'et raglehem bevo'am el ohel moed uvkorvatam el hamizbeach yirhatzu ka'asher tiva Adonai et Moshe Vayakem et hehatzer saviv lamishkan ve'lamizbeach vayitain et masa sha'ar hehatzer vayhal Moshe et hamlaha vaychas he'anan et ohel moed ukvod Adonai malei et hamishkan.
And the blessing after.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'hayei olam nata betochenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
And for this final Aliyah,
Okay, you guys go stand back over on that side. Ready? Yeah? No, this is a big deal. I know you know. I need them to know, okay? Because this is the exact technical moment where you become a bat mitzvah. Okay, some magic is about to happen. She's going to say a blessing on behalf of the whole community. The whole community is going to say amen, acknowledging that she has said a blessing on behalf of the community. And in that moment, she becomes an adult in the eyes of the Jewish community. It's a big deal moment. Are you ready?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay, well, let's do it then. So, blessing before. Oh, wait, first we're going to call you by your Hebrew name. That's very important.
Tamod, Habachor Habar Mitzvah, Sarah Bat Leora Aliyah LeTorah.
Baruch et Adonai Hamvorah.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bahar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
V'lo yahul Moshe lavo el ohel moed ki shahan alav he'anan ukvod Adonai malei et hamishkan uvhe'alot he'anan me'al hamishkan yis'u b'nei Yisrael bechol mas'ehem ve'im lo ye'alei he'anan v'lo yis'u ad yom he'aloto Ki adnan Adonai al hamishkan yomam ve'esh tiheye laila bo le'enei kol beit Yisrael bechol masehem.
And the blessing after.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam nata betoheinu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Yasher koach. And now, while the Torah is in our midst, this is what we call an Eit Ratzon, a time of God's special attention. And so we turn our prayers now to those in our lives who are in need of healing and wholeness. We turn to Misha Berach, which is found on page 253. Please rise as we dress the Torah scroll. Please be seated. Isabella is now going to read from the Haftorah, the additional reading from the books of Writings and Prophets. This week's Haftorah, if you would like to follow along, can be found again in the Red Book on page 726. Page 726. She is going to be reading from 1 Kings chapter 7, verse 40. And the Torah portion contains a description of the construction of the Mishkan, the tabernacle, the portable sanctuary in the wilderness. You're going to hear more about that in a few minutes. And it is led by this artist whose name is Bitzalel. And in the Haftorah, the connection to the Torah portion is that we're hearing about the construction of the temple in Jerusalem, which sort of mirrors the construction of the Mishkan. And it is being led by another artisan whose name you will hear Isabella read is Hiram. And Hiram is from Tyre. He's sort of an insider-outsider, and he is this artist who's leading the construction. And so I think that one of the lessons for us from this connection of the Torah and Haftorah portion is the importance not just of doing a sacred work in this world, but also of trying to bring some beauty to it, of trying to add some artistry to the work that we do in this world. And we have as our models for that, Bitzalel and Hiram. And so first you're going to do the blessing before the Haftorah reading, and then read to us a little bit of Haftorah.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bahar bin ve'im tovim, v'ratza b'divrehem hane'emarim be'emet, Baruch atah Adonai, haboher b'Torah, uv'Moshe avdo, uv'Yisrael amo, uv'in ve'eh ha'emet v'tzedek. Vayas hirom et hakiarot ve'et hayaim ve'et hamizrakot vayechal hiram la'asot et kol hamlaha asher asa lamelech Shlomo beit Adonai amudim shenayim Vegulot hakotarot asher al rosh ha'amudim shetayim vehashvahot shetayim lechasot et shetei gulot hakotarot asher al rosh ha'amudim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam tzur kol ha'olamim sadik b'hol hadorot ha'el ha'ne'eman ha'omer ve'oseh hamdaber kayem shekol devarav emet v'tzedek al ha'torah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al hanve'im ve'al yom ha'shabbat hazeh shenatata lanu Adonai Eloheinu likdusha v'limnuha lechavod ultifaret al hakol Adonai Eloheinu anachnu modim lach umvarhim otah Yitbarach Shimha b'fi kol hai tamid le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat.
Amen. Yasher koach. We are now going to return the Torah to the ark. So we will invite you once again to rise, and we will invite Madeline Bell up to open the ark. For I have given you good instruction, do not abandon my Torah. It is a tree of life to those who hold fast to it, and all its supporters are happy. Its ways are ways of pleasantness, and all its paths are peace. Return us to you, Adonai, and we will return. Renew our days as of old.
Eitz Chaim hi lamachazikim ba v'tomecha meushar deracheha darchei noam v'chol netivoteha Hashem
All right, I bring you some greetings and gifts on behalf of our Board of Trustees. We want you to know how much pride your congregation takes in all that you have accomplished today and leading up to this day. And so we have several presentations. First, Sisterhood presented you with a Chai certificate indicating that they have made a donation in your honor to their Youth Education and Special Projects Fund. And also the congregation gives you 3 gifts. First, thanks to the generosity of the Barish family and their dedication to Israel education, when you choose to remain enrolled and regularly attend upper school in our Helfman Religious School, you have the amazing opportunity to travel to Israel with your temple friends for a free 4-week trip to Israel during the summer of your 10th or 11th grade year. Second, our sisterhood presented you with a $100 Mazel Tov Israel savings bond, which will mature in about 5 years, around the time you graduate from high school. And finally, we have presented you with a personalized, embossed copy of the Plaut Modern Torah Commentary, in which you'll always be able to look back and find your Torah portion so that you can continue to learn and study Torah. We hope you will use it often throughout your life. Mazel Tov to you and your family. We are all very proud of you. And now, I believe you have some thoughts to share with us.
My parashah, or section of the Torah, is Vayahel Pekudei. It is from the book of Exodus. In this section, Moses is directing the construction of the portable sanctuary known as the Mishkan, or tabernacle. Moses makes a list of all the materials which will be used to build the tabernacle. The list also contains many instructions. Moses tells the people that when these lists are combined together, the tabernacle becomes one whole. In other words, the tabernacle will be complete. An idea that I found interesting in my Torah portion is the concept that a whole is greater than the sum of its parts. In other words, wholeness is found in the little details. As you can imagine, building a portable sanctuary requires attention to many, many details. All these details that might seem insignificant add up to create something very important, the Mishkan. In the book of Zohar, which is an ancient book written by rabbis, there is a quote which compares the Mishkan to the human body. The Zohar states, "Just as the human body possesses many organs, higher and lower, some being internal and not visible, and yet they all form one body, so also was it with the tabernacle. And when they were all properly fitted together, the tabernacle was one." An interpretation of the quote is that the whole of our body is greater than the sum of its parts. The Mishkan was the same way. This idea from the Zohar that wholeness is found in the small details can be applied to our lives. Everything we do in our lives shapes us. Whether it's doing history homework or going to ballet class, these individual experiences have contributed to my whole self. I'm required by my school to play an instrument as a part of band class. Even though my participation in band was not by choice, the experience made me realize that I enjoy working with others. Last summer, I did a very challenging lifeguard training program. By doing junior guard, I learned that taking risks and going out of my comfort zone could feel amazing, even though it was scary at times. All of these activities and experiences, whether I've noticed or not, have shaped me into the person I am today. Just like the tabernacle, all of these details that seemed minor have added up to an amazing life. My Torah portion upon first read seemed like a bunch of silly laws and monotonous procedures. However, it holds some valuable lessons. From my portion, I learned that our lives are very much like the construction of the Mishkan. Many things and experiences provide the foundation of who we are and how we act. The instruments we play, the friends we keep, and even homework. My life is filled with so many things, all of which are just like the many details that filled the Mishkan. Wholeness truly is found in the little details. For my Mitzvah project, I really wanted to do something that relates to my love of dance. Over all my years of dancing, I have acquired so much dance attire and too many costumes to count. I know that not all dancers have the resources to buy costumes and dance apparel. I decided to donate my dancewear. I also asked my friends and family to go through their things and donate dancewear. My dance studio is helping me get the apparel and costumes to kids who can use them. For my tzedakah project, I will donate to Habitat for Humanity, which is an organization that builds homes for people in need who currently do not have a place to live. I am very fortunate to come home every day to my own room, which is my personal sanctuary. I want to help others feel the same. There are so many people who helped me become a bat mitzvah. I would like to thank all of the teachers and clergy at Emmanuel for helping me prepare for this day. In particular, thank you to Ms. Gila. You've been teaching me since I was a toddler. I'm so thrilled that I had the opportunity to be in your class one more time. Thank you so much for helping me learn the prayers. Thank you to Rabbi Lasky for teaching me and being there for my many questions. I never felt overwhelmed learning the Torah with you. I want to give a big thank you to Rabbi Fixler for making sure that the bat mitzvah process was meaningful for me. I enjoyed all of our discussions about my Torah portion. Cantor Simmons, thank you for all of the time you spent working with me on prayers and Torah. Without you, I wouldn't know the true meaning of the words that I chant in Torah and prayers. Thank you to Laura for being here with me today and contributing your lovely voice. Thank you to everyone who came to celebrate with me today. I feel very fortunate for my aunts, uncles, and cousins that are here today. Gaga and Poppy, happy birthday to both of you. I cherish the time we spend together. Gaga, I love our chats. Poppy, you are always teaching me and I learn a lot from you. Alexa, you are the best sister I could ever ask for. Thank you for making me laugh and for always being there for me. I love the escape walks that we take together in California when Mom and Dad are too busy to notice. It is so nice just to be in each other's company. I love you so much. Mom, thank you for providing me with a Jewish education so I can stand on this bima today. You inspire me every day. You're such an amazing role model. I admire the way you never back down from a challenge and how you always find a solution. I love all of the time we spend together, whether we are shopping, enjoying the sun, or just talking. I always smile when I'm with you. Thank you for encouraging me to do the best I can at everything. School, dance, bat mitzvah class, you name it. I love you so much. Dad, thank you for all the wisdom that you give me. I love our long conversations on the way to school. We can discuss the meaning of life, nicknames for each state, or debate about which donut shop we will stop at before school. I always have fun when I'm with you. I love you so much. Finally, thank you to God for giving us lessons in the Torah so that we can learn how to be better people. I'm so proud of everything I've accomplished and could not have done it without the wisdom and guidance that you have provided to me and to the world. I learned so much from the bat mitzvah experience. Going through this process has enriched me in many ways. I feel a huge accomplishment in learning the Torah. It took hard work and a lot of commitment. This experience will follow me in my life. I know that when I look back on this day, I will remember what an amazing opportunity this was for me. Not only did I learn more about my religion, but I also discovered more about myself. Shabbat Shalom.
Wow. You're incredible. You have gone not just through today, but through every part of this process with such poise and thoughtfulness and maturity. And it has been a real honor to study Torah with you because you asked wonderful questions and you really engaged deeply with the subject. And I'll give them an example. And I don't know if you remember this, but when I am teaching the students Torah, I sometimes struggle to find a way, some little piece of the Torah portion that will connect to a tween's life, right? Something that will speak to you. And we had found this section about the integration in the body and this quote you liked from the Zohar. Not everybody, by the way, is drawn to the Zohar, the Jewish book of mysticism, as the thing they're going to write about, which I also think speaks to the depth with which you were engaging in it. And And so I found this thing that I thought was like pretty good, pretty connected to what it was like to be a teenager that I suggested that you write about, and off you went home to go write. And then I get an email from you later that day, and you were like, Rabbi Fixler, I've been thinking about it. I don't want to write about that. That's too simple. I want to write about this idea of all the parts of our lives being integrated, which is like an adult idea. Right? This is a very serious, thoughtful thing that you were saying about how all of our experiences make us us. And you weren't willing to settle for the easy peasy answer in the Torah. You were looking for something deeper, and that is amazing. And so you teach us. And you had this really important lesson for us, which is about we are made of all our experiences, even the experiences we didn't want to do, even the experiences that were incredibly hard and challenging, maybe especially the experiences that are incredibly hard and challenging, make us who we are. And I think that's a really important lesson for you at your bat mitzvah, because there are going to be parts of your life that are hard and challenging and difficult, and times when you're asked to do things you don't want to do. And remembering this lesson that you taught us, that those are the pieces that shape us and make us who we are, is hopefully a lesson that will serve not just us, but you in your life. And I want to offer you one other little piece from your Torah portion. And it actually comes from a verse a couple of chapters before where you read. So you said that there are all of these different pieces of the Mishkan. And in your Torah portion, Moses is giving a final accounting. Everybody had to bring gifts. And Moses is giving a final accounting of how all the gifts were used. We used this for that, we used this for that. He's going through the whole thing. And then at the very end of that section, it says, and 1,775 they made for hooks in the columns and overlay their tops and bound with them. So there's this line that's like after everything's done, it says, and 1,775 shekels we used for this other thing. And the rabbis wondered, like, why is this sentence here? It seems out of place. It seems like an afterthought. And so the Kliyakar is a midrash that says that Moses was doing the accounting of all the items, and he forgot 1,775 shekels. He overlooked it. He was dealing with tens of thousands of dollars, and he missed it. And then, as soon as he realized that he missed it, he started to think, oh no, this is terrible. People are going to think that I stole that money, that I was hiding it in an accounting error, and that I kept some for myself. This is bad. And that's actually exactly what happened. People started to whisper, what's going on with this? And the minute that people started to whisper, God jumps in and says, the 1,775 shekels was for the top of the curtains. Which is an interesting thing for God to do. God sort of jumped in to cover for Moses' mistake. And so here's the lesson. Here's why I wanted to bring you this text, because I think this is actually a super important midrash, because it teaches us a couple of things. You're going to make mistakes. Even Moses made a mistake. Mistakes are a natural part of life. But I think that what Moses does in response to that mistake is really important, which is that he immediately, once he notices it, acknowledges it out loud. He says, I messed up. And because he acknowledged it out loud, God is more than happy to jump in and cover for him and say this was an honest mistake, and to fix the problem moving forward. So here's the lesson for you, is that you're going to make mistakes in your life, and that is okay. You're going to make little mistakes and big mistakes, and hopefully those mistakes aren't super costly. And the very first thing you got to do is admit you made a mistake. The very first thing you got to do is say, I messed up. And in my experience, when you do that, when you admit that you made a mistake, people tend not to hold it against you. People tend to be very forgiving. People tend to help you fix that mistake just like God did. And so my hope for you in your life is not that you are perfect. It's not that you will never make mistakes. It's that when you make mistakes, you can acknowledge them. And when you acknowledge them, hopefully, God willing, the people around you are going to help you to fix them, and they're going to think more of you, not less of you, because of your honesty. So that is hopefully something you can carry with you into your life, and we just want you to know how incredibly, incredibly proud we are of what you have accomplished today and of the person that you are. And so now we are going to invite your parents back up one more time for a moment of blessing at the ark, and we will invite you please to rise as the ark is opened. God bless you and keep you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
May God's light shine on you and be gracious to you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
May God lift God's face to you and give you God's most precious gift, the gift of wholeness, the gift of peace. And we say together, Amen. And we are going to continue with the words of Aleinu, which are found in the middle of page 282, as we remain standing.
Aleinu leshabeach ladon hakol, latet gedula leotzer bereshit, shelo asanu kegoye ha'aratzot, velo samanu kemishpechot ha'adama, shelo samchokenu kahem, vegor aleinu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu korim umishtachavim umodim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. Page 287. V'nemar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad.
Please be seated.
Simen tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simen tov, simen tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simen tov, simen tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simen tov, yehelanu, 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 ulecho Yisrael, yehelanu, yehelanu, ulecho Yisrael, yehelanu, yehelanu, ulecho Yisrael, yehelanu, yehelanu, ulecho Yisrael.
Just one brief announcement for this Shabbat. For those of you who are from around here or will be around for Passover, we would love to invite you to join us for our congregational second night Seder, Thursday, April 6th at 6 p.m. It's Passover Seder led by our clergy, featuring a fully catered meal, including all of the staples from matzo ball soup to gefilte fish. You can register on our website through March 29th. And now we turn our prayers to prayers of memory as we prepare for Mourner's Kaddish, which can be found on page 294. Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, and those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As you remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, life and death. Our hearts go out in sympathy to the family of Lawrence Fletcher, who was laid to rest in recent days. We invite you to rise as one community for these words of memory and honor. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, be'alma divrach chirutei v'al mich malchutei, b'chayechon v'yomechon uv'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'galau v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabba mevorach leolam umea maya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitchomam v'yitnaseh. v'tadar v'tale v'talal shmei dikudsha brichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'ne'emata, damiram be'ama v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Osei shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen.
Oh, say shalom, bimromav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, amen.
You may be seated as we move from Kaddish to Kiddush, and we thank the Clark family. Yeah, except you, you know. We thank the Clark family for sponsoring this week's wine and challah, and we invite up Isabella along with her sister Alexa and her cousins Spencer and Alex Bernasian to lead us in Kiddush and Motzi.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam,
Borei Peri Hagafen.
Baruch,
It's just juice, don't worry.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam,
Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. You could tear off some challah. Our closing song for this Shabbat is one more time a prayer for peace. Oseh Shalom, page 343. Oseh Shalom.
bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, amen. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
Please rise for our closing benediction. Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, our God and God of our ancestors who came before us, we are grateful for the joys of this day. We are grateful for the reminder that we are made up of all our experiences, of the things we're proud of and the mistakes we've made, of the things we've loved and the things that challenged us, of our hopes and aspirations, of our histories and stories. We are made of all of it. May we be inspired by this day to live a life more integrated, to live a life more full, to live a life more joyous. We thank you for the many blessings in our lives, and we say together, Amen. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.